No, boys, it's not Miami. Welcome to round number 9 of the PA Community Championship. Whoever guessed Miami, well, you're completely wrong because it simply isn't Miami. And I want to jump really quickly into it. I mean, whoever guesses it, then props to you. Let's see who can in the chat. I'll give you guys 2 minutes, see if you can do it. I have Miami. No, it's not Miami. We all guessed Miami because of PARC. We and PARC have nothing to do with each other, so yeah. Zandvoort, Turkey, I see. Okay, Mexico. Could be. We already did Zandvoort. Who's to say we can't do Zandvoort twice? Who's to say we can't do Zandvoort in this championship twice? Nobody. Right? Right. We have Mexico's. All right, shall we go ahead and reveal it since the music is over as well? Let's do a dramatic entrance. Ladies and gentlemen, the next round, so this round for today, it's going to be based in... There you go. It's going to be Turkey. So hope you all are happy with my choice. I thought this is a very interesting circuit. It's pretty well, not pretty drivable, but I guess it can create some good overtaking and some good action. So shall we jump into it, ladies and gents? Let me give you the link of the private server and you guys can start joining up as well. So let's give you guys the private server link. Unfortunately today we are going to be a little lonely in the commentary box, but that's going to be okay. I think I can manage myself. If the microphone quality is a bit lower than usual, guys, hang in there with me. I'm expecting a new microphone by Tuesday or Wednesday, so we're gonna have to deal with it for now. But start joining. The link is in the chat. Let me go ahead and switch to my usual camera perspectives as we go on. Arthur, can't you recruit a commentator last minute? I did want to, and I asked a friend of mine, but he was not able to, unfortunately, which is... Well, what can you do about it? It's not my first time doing something alone, so... Anyway, that was the very dramatic, I guess, reveal of everything. Let's go ahead and give you guys... I also have to lower the game volume, okay? Let's just give you the quality first. It's not going to be 16 minutes. I'll give you something lower. Let's go for 13 minutes, because why not? Let me lower the in-game volume as well. There we go. That should be fine. Let's go ahead and keep the music on for just a little longer, I guess. Let's go ahead and give you guys this as well. Right. And let's get started with this quality. Let's see who the first driver is going to be to go across the line and let us spectate them. Should be in just a few moments time, if everything goes well, that is. But I guess we'll see. You know what? I'll lower the music because why not? But yeah, as you can see, we have a couple of drivers going the opposite way. Equal cars are on. Yes, indeed, they are. The track is boring. It definitely is not boring. As we can see, Chris Boy, now we can spectate, which is great news. Finally, a driver we can spectate. Let me check out that all my graphics are working indeed, and looks like they are, so I'm very happy about that. As Chris Boy now is going to be going across the DRS line, going to be enabling it, and now onto the main straight, going to be starting his own lap. He's one of the favorites here today in the Turkish GP, and let's see what he can do as he makes his way now a little bit downhill over now to the uphill section of this track. Now it's going to be two very tight corners. You need to keep it very to the inside line. Make sure you get a good exit for the turns to come. Those are usually flat, but drivers usually make mistakes through there, and doesn't end up too great for them. But Chris Boy looks solid so far as he makes his way through Sector 1 of this Turkish track. And now through what could be a flat-out section, but it's really, really dangerous around there, as we also have Wise Eye starting his own lap. Let's see what Chris can do before we move on to other people like Wise Eye. And Chris is now really, really close to finishing his own lap as he goes over the DRS line. Should be enabled right now. And now closes it again for the most heaviest braking zone of this track. And now through the final couple of corners, Chris Boy goes, and let's see what he can do as he gets over the DRS one more time. Chris Boy crosses the line. What is that going to be? That's a 110.6, putting him on provisional pole. But we have people like Wiseye currently on their laps as well. So let's see what he can do around the Turkish GP. 10 minutes 11 actually to go in the qualifying session. And Arthur, I got kicked. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me do that real quick for you. Let's put you in the VC. There we go. You should be good to go. And yeah, so we have Chris on pole. As we said, we have Geo, and we go Wiseye on pole. Classic stuff here from Wiseye. I was thinking whether he's going to attend this race, and from the looks of things, he's here and ready to claim yet another win from Chris and potentially the likes of Jerry. Jerry, who is actually on the lead of the championship. Shall we have a look at the standings? If I have them ready, that is. Doesn't look like I do. Very much, unfortunately. Can we work with it, though, is my question. We absolutely can. Okay, there you go. So we have our top 20, then, of this championship. And from the looks of things, Jerry Peko is on top after Magny-Cours GP. He finished third. Steve finished second in Magny-Cours. He could have easily won that race, but unfortunately, Moto took it from him on that final very controversial, I guess, race. And yeah, so now it's basically a fight between Jerry Peko and Steve. Steve is 19 points away from Jerry. Jerry could very much end the championship here today, but he really needs to work for it if he wants to do anything like that. Steve will need to finish outside the points for something like that to happen, or potentially just lower down the grid. Jerry Peko would have to win, and I guess it's just a matter of time to see how that goes. It's definitely one to watch out for, as once again, yeah, this championship could be put to bed today, but we will absolutely see what happens. Apart from that, Wiseye is in fourth. He has missed a ton of races, so he is outside the championship fight, I would guess. We have Just Maxi then underneath, Bistiva in third. In P6, we have Moto, who stole the race win from Steve last time around. Then we have Ratipato, Dino, who has attended one race, won it, and basically left. We have SR in 9th, and in 10th we have Auto Hybrid, who has basically not attended any races in the near future, or very recently, I guess. But those are the standings for you then. There is a very close fight for the championship lead as we head into the Turkish GP. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens as we make our way now. 8 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Wiseye leads us. It's absolute classic things. Should be very easily out in the... wow. I forgot how to speak English. Sorry about that. Apologies. But he should very easily be able to claim pole position from the pace that he is showing today. It's all left to be seen. Time will tell, but Wiseye is looking fairly solid, looking fairly good. And yeah, that's how it looks like so far. We have Jerry Peko improving. Yeah, that was his last lap. Okay. Chris is setting yellow sectors, so that's not an improvement. Steve in P4 could be the underdog of today's race, but I guess we'll find out in the Evans. Ratipato in 6th, 112.0. As we have a slight elevation in times. Who was that? That was Hera Foxy going up into P4. So that's great stuff from Hera there. Very solid from him. Let's see if Steve can challenge for that P4 position as he makes his way around Turkey as well. Runs slightly wide. Oh, and massive spin there for Steve. And he will absolutely not be happy with that whatsoever, but he has to deal with it. He has to keep his head high and try once again, because if he doesn't, well, that really shrinks his chances of the championship here today, and potentially in the next race as well. Let's have a look at what happened then. So we were spectating over Steve. He was making his way around what could be flat out corners, but it's really difficult to get right. He runs very wide. He gets on a bump and completely loses the rear end of his car, and he is into the barriers, and obviously not going to be very happy with that, but he has to keep going. He has to keep going. for today's race, for the championship, not even today's race, as he has a massive chance to win it. Wiseye now making his way around as well, should be on his outlap currently. He is. Jerry Payco as well, could be on his outlap. Chris will have to see. Hera Foxy not on a new one, or is he currently? Could be right now going for a new one. Let's have a look with Hera Foxy on the Ferrari, in the Ferrari. As he makes his way around Turkey as well. Poco says he's cooking in the YouTube chat, so that's pretty cool. He's not even in the server, great. I don't know what he's cooking. I think he overcooked there, but who am I to say? But yeah, Hera Foxy now making his way around the corners that Steve absolutely lost control of his car. Can he manage to keep it clean through there? Yes, but was it fast enough? Only time will tell. Oh, and he hasn't validated Sector 1, so it just won't matter whatsoever. Right, where's Steve? Steve is beginning a new lap, I would presume now, as he makes his way around the fairly tight few corners of Sector 1 here in Turkey. Let's see, as he gets slight rear loss, but should potentially have helped him get a better lap time there. Yeah, let's have a look. Now he goes uphill slightly into the section that he completely lost his car. Will he do it again? Will he keep it clean this time around? Oh, and he does it again, Steve. No. Oh, that's an absolute shame. This is stuff that Steve should not be doing today. It truly, truly hurts his championship chances if he keeps doing this. Let's see if he can improve, though, throughout the rest of qualifying. 4.5 minutes to go. There's still absolutely a chance for him to improve. But let's have a look at what happened once again. We were on board with Steve as he lost his car. Yeah, let's have a look. So we were on board. He makes the same mistake. Or is that a mistake? Is that an actual line that drivers take? I actually have no idea. But yeah, Steve completely loses his car once again there. Very unfortunate stuff, but he needs to keep his head high, as we said, and continue. Jerry Payco is in the pit lane exit. Doesn't look like he's trying to improve at all. Chris should be on a lap. Oh, and he loses it as well. What is this curse? Whoever we spectate just completely goes ahead and loses their car. Hera Foxy goes across the line. Does he improve? Goes up to second, actually. That is not bad at all. I don't think Jerry or Chris, any of them, expected that. But Hera Foxy up into second. Great stuff there by Hera. He's just 2/10 away from Wiseye. I mean, absolutely incredible pace there shown by Hera. And as we say that, Wiseye goes into the 109s and 109.9 to be more specific. 4/10 away now from Hera Foxy. Let's see what any of the drivers today can do, as Hera now makes his way out of the pit lane. The only real challenger that Wiseye has had in today's race, but I'm not sure that he'll be able to improve any more than what he already has. Wiseye with a 109, as we said. Very difficult to beat that time, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. We have Esteban 31 Ocon now making his way to the back of the circuit so he can start a new lap. We have Wiseye going out the pit lane as well. 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Let's see what our drivers can do. Let's see. As Chris Boyne now makes his way up the circuit. I don't know what he's doing currently as he goes into a barrier. Did he have a brake failure there? I'm not the one to say, but didn't look too great there. As now we should... Is the stream struggling a little bit? I'm seeing the Wi-Fi drop a little, but should be back now, hopefully. If there are any problems, guys, please do let me know. Arthur, how many laps? I'm thinking whether we should have a sprint race or an actual race. You know, if we have a sprint race, everything happens more quickly. And also, it has been proven in the championship before that sprint races do actually give us a bit more entertainment than actual races, but I guess we'll find out. So, Steve has switched cars. Potentially the Williams not giving him the best of luck, or the Evans actually in the game. So let's see what he can do with the Mercedes now as he makes his way around the couple of tight corners here in Turkey, as he has a slight rear loss there, completely drifting that F1 car, doing things that F1 cars should not do. But Steve keeps it on track, and now he is, he's now making his way around as Esteban overtakes Steve. goes up to P5. Steve really needs a good performance here. He's really going down the charts now, and he's struggling to keep it on the track. But can he not spin around this time? Yes, he absolutely can. Was that quick, though? I guess we'll find out as he makes his way now around sector number 2 of this Turkish track. Did we completely freeze? No, it was just vision lag, as now Steve makes his way around the final few corners, opens his DRS on the back straight of this track. Can he improve at all on this lap? We'll have to wait and see. But now through the final couple of corners, Steve goes. Keep your eyes peeled on the screens, ladies and gentlemen, as the time was a 1:11.0. He activates his DRS. Is that going to be any kind of an improvement? Yes, it is. A 1:10.9, gets into the 10s, and yeah, that's absolutely great news for him. Yeah, I'm sure he will be very, very happy with that. But looking ahead, Wiseye then should be on pole as well. And looks like my internet is struggling just a little bit. That's why the DRS graphic is still on. But yeah, Wiseye is making his way around the final couple of corners as well. I am trying to figure out what the issue is, but could be just the fact that my internet is pretty weak as Wiseye crosses the line. And I don't think he has any more of a chance to improve as qualifying is over. And now the final drivers should be across the line. And everyone else who did not make it, so basically that Aston Martin of Just Maxi, you did not make it, so you have to go to the back of the field, to the back of the grid. Don't try and set a lap because you will be disqualified, so just reset yourself, go into the pits, and yeah, you should be good to go. What about the rest? We have Esteban 31 Ocon currently on the track. He's out on a lap. Let's see what he can do as he makes his way around the final few corners of this Turkish Grand Prix. And through the final corner, should be opening his DRS. Now, oh, slight rear loss there. Yeah, I think he gave up on his lap there. And should be going back to the pits to change his tire compound. Just Maxi, I don't know why he's out. The countdown is over. He should not be out setting a lap, but yeah. Decide if we're doing sprint or not because we need the strat before the race. So let's do a sprint because I'm feeling like it. It's going to be 15 laps, so I'm thinking mediums could probably work out for everyone. So yeah, let's do 15 or 18, I guess. Yeah, we'll do 18 laps. Let's do 18 laps, so you kind of have to edge your tires out. So yeah, go ahead, decide your strategies, guys. And yeah, we should be in for a great race. Let's see. Just Maxi goes up into P9. Okay, I guess I will allow that. We have a few medium runners. We have a hard runner. I see. Who is that? It's Steve who has gone on the hards. That is a very interesting strategy here today in a race where Jerry could absolutely put this championship to bed. Jerry just needs... So let's have a look at the standings once more. As the drivers line up to the grid. So Jerry is now 19 points ahead. The maximum amount of points a driver can get in a weekend is 27. So that's the pole and fastest lap alongside the win. Pole obviously gotten by Wiseye, so that's 1 point already for Wiseye in qualifying. And now it's left to see what can happen in the race. But basically from my calculations, Jerry Payco would need around 8 points more than Steve today. So let's see if he can do that to put the championship to bed today, potentially win it as well. Steve just kind of has to finish as close to Jerry as possible, potentially ahead to keep the championship fight alive. But let's see. Wiseye now making his way out. 18 laps, as we said, on the hards Wiseye. I'm sure that could be the best of strategies. As you can see, most of the drivers now on the hards. So that's great to see. We have Rata on the mediums. We have Just Maxi on the mediums. Corded Phoenix as well. Wiseye, the pole man, is now on hards as well. So interesting few picks here for the strategy today. But let's see how that works out for all of them as they line up. Should be good to go in just a few moments' time. 18 laps of the Turkish Grand Prix will be a go in just a few minutes' time, as all the drivers should have lined up. What is this guy doing? He has the pit limiter on. How is he going to race if he has the pit limiter on? Yeah, I think he understood that. Okay. Let's let him reset before we start the race. Arthur Jerry will win, mark my words. Fair enough. Could actually be how the championship unfolds. But yeah, we'll obviously we will talk about this a lot in the coming few days of who can potentially win, or if he wins it today, we'll have to go over all the mistakes that Steve made in the past few rounds, and those were not little mistakes. Those were heavy mistakes that completely cost him wins a couple of times in the championship. If he did not make those mistakes, he could absolutely be in the lead by now, but that's how a championship can go. Anyway, we have our last driver now lining up on the grid. It is Mr. T-Vane, and without further ado, I think we can go ahead and start today's race. Let me just make sure everything is clean, everything is clear to go. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should get going. I don't see the guy in fourth. Chris, did he have to go? Could potentially have to go. But okay. I guess we'll start. Yeah, so as we said, 18 laps here in Turkey. Let's see how this race unfolds as we can go ahead and start the... Did I start the lights? Like, I don't... What are you guys doing? Hello? Can you... Yeah, we have to restart. Restart, boys. Restart. Bro went for formation lap. Yeah, I know. Disqualify all of them. I have to, you know. Somebody did start at lights before. Dang. Yeah, just line back up to the grid, guys. It's okay. It's all right. Just line back up. There's meant to be lights on my screen? No, there were not. I didn't press for the lights to start, unfortunately, so... Just go ahead and line up, guys. Oh, we have a Ferrari that went absolutely kaboom there. Line up to grid. Well, I mean, fair enough. That's fair for me, but, yep. Okay, we have Tiviane trying to heat up his tires. Obviously, that's not going to do anything, but that's okay. We have Jerry in second. Yeah, we have Wiseine first. We got Hera lining up once again. Cardiff Phoenix right behind. Don't go into the pits, boys. I'm sure your handles can tire it. Yeah. Your handles can tire it. Anyway. Esteban 31 Ocon deciding to go into the pits, but that's okay. I guess I'll allow it. As the leaderboard is completely breaking right now. It's not a bug, it's a chat command. Yeah, exactly. Who said it? Who said it in the chat? Who said it? If anyone can give me the guy's name. Oh, it was Esteban 31 Ocon. Yeah, okay. Should we disqualify him? Is my question out of this race. I don't know. I will allow it as long as it doesn't happen again. Doesn't matter if anyone is in your spot, guys. Qualifying doesn't really matter apart from the one point that Poleman gets. Anyway, let's get this over with. 18 laps. Can we reset it? Let's see. Absolutely, we can. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a grid view, but let's just start the lights and get this over with, as we have now the lights that are starting in, and we should be in for a great race around Turkey as lights are out, and away we go. Did Wiseine get a terrible start, or did Steve jump start? We'll find out towards the end of the race, and we will talk to him as well during it, as he will potentially, as he is a team radio driver here in the PA Community Championship, as Wiseine now looks like to have dropped a little bit from the start. Oh, and Steve, no, massive mistake there from Steve, repeating what he did in qualifying, losing his rear end on downhill sections, and obviously not going to be too great for him there, as he makes his way up the hill now, and he has utterly lost any advantage that he had on that opening lap, and obviously not going to be too happy with that there. Steve, massive mistake on the opening lap. Let's see if he can recover, but Hera Fox now fighting it out with Wiseine. Let's see who gets the DRS out here in Turkey. Wiseye making a little bit of a mistake out there, not getting the best of exits. And Hera Foxy has now made up a place, and into the lead goes Hera Foxy, going into the end of lap number 1 through the most heaviest braking zone of this track. And now Hera Foxy can be rounding up the track, and Wiseye goes down the inside, and it's going to be a drag race to see who ends up in first by lap number 1, and it's going to be Wiseye by 2.5 tenths, as what an incredibly awesome opening lap it has been here in Turkey. And Hera Foxy looks like to have lost the lead, but let's see if Wiseye can keep it on as the two Ferraris go side by side here in the Turkish Grand Prix. Right behind them as well is Jerry Payco, the championship contender, the one who has potentially the most chance to win it. That's a jump start, says Moto. I guess we'll see later on, but Jerry Payco now looks like he's right behind Hera Foxy as they now make their way through Sector 1 of Turkey and now through the downhill section. Many drivers can make mistakes, and both of them do. But does any of them crash? No! Jerry Payco. Oh God, what is happening in the second lap of this Turkish Grand Prix? Very close calls there with the barriers, but doesn't look like we have any lost front wings. Jerry Payco, massive mistakes there. Let's have a replay at what happened there as I tried to scramble myself to find exactly the replay that I need. And we were spectating over Jerry Payco going up the hill and now back down, losing his rear alongside Hera Foxy as well. Many drivers doing it today, and massive rear loss as well once again for Jerry Payco, now demoted into a very low place, which is the P4 position. Looks like there's a bit of a spread of the field as well. It's going into lap number 3, so that's great to see. Looks like the field is a little bit competitive. A guy I did not expect to see in second is Knee on the medium tire compound, although I think Hera Foxy is now going side by side with him on the hards. I don't know how he's keeping up with him, as the hards are so much slower than the mediums. But absolutely incredible job there by Hera Foxy to keep it tight and neat there and potentially challenge for second position. Wiseye now, as expected, is now running away with the lead. 3 seconds of an advantage currently for Wiseye, and should just increase every lap of this race, as that was a shaky few opening laps, but looks like Wiseye is now in a rhythm, and now he can just keep his head down and finish this race as he usually does in first. Knee up into second, Hera Foxy down into third. Demoted a place, but the hards should come alive towards the end of the race as the mediums die off in this 18-lapper race here in Turkey. Not the best of apexes there for Hera Foxy. He really needs to improve those few corners, as those lose him quite a bit of time as they make now their way onto the main straight of Turkey. And it's a really, really close battle then for second position with Jerry. Oh, and Knee flips! Oh, Knee! No, Knee. That is not great stuff there, Knee. Doing Knee stuff, I suppose. But let's have a look at what happened there with Knee, as I'm struggling actually to keep my voice up. We were having a look then at the top 3, at the top 4 actually fighting it off for the second position, and Knee just goes on that social script way too hard. Was that just Knee, or did we have another? I think it was just Knee, right? Was it also Jerry? Did I miss Jerry? Wiseye, what happened to Wiseye? He's now into P5. We missed a lot, ladies and gents. Wiseye's down into P5. Massive mistake there. And Jerry is up in the lead now, fighting it off with Hera Foxy and Poco behind them. We missed it, guys. I don't know what exactly happened, but we absolutely missed what could be a very changing point of the race. And Wiseye now needs to get a very good drive out of him, as both Jerry and Wiseye, both Jerry and Hera get the DRS, so no real advantage for any of them as they now make their way into lap number 5 of 18. Not too many to go, but not too little to go. There is still obviously quite a big of a chance that Wiseye can overtake our leaders today and go ahead of them and take the win of this race, as my voice is actually struggling to keep up with how much incredible stuff are happening in today's race. Obviously not incredible for the drivers, but very much incredible for us, the viewers. As now we make our way into lap number 5 with Jerry Payco in the lead. Who could have thought Jerry Payco would be in the lead coming into here? But looks like he is, as he had a slight rear loss there as well. Oh, and Hera Foxy in the back. in the background now spins, and that should completely lose him his podium places, as Nee and Steve should be ahead now of Hera Foxy. Not the greatest of showings there from Hera, but losing it once again, just like many other drivers on that corner. Let's have a look at what happened. We were having a look at Jerry Payco saying how he was in the lead, and in the background there, Hera Foxy just completely goes wild, and yeah, spins there. Lots of wheel spin as well. Shouldn't be too great for his tire wear, but that's that for Hera Foxy. Has completely now lost sight of the podium, but let's see, can he put on a recovery drive here today? We'll have to wait and see. Steve up into P4 as well, not too bad. SR in P3, not too bad from him as well. I haven't really seen him anywhere near that high ever, so that's great news. Wiseye up into second. We have Jerry in the lead currently. Jerry just needs to keep his head down, make sure that he can finish ahead of everyone, potentially put this championship to rest, as he now makes his way around lap number 6. He's absolutely prone to mistakes as well, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes for him, as now the drivers make their way around lap number 6. And what an absolutely incredible few opening laps it has been here today in the Turkish GP. Obviously going to be a little more lonely in the commentary box. That's why my voice is not wanting to hold up, as I have to talk a lot, but I will try my best, ladies and gents, as we head now into lap number 7. Jerry Payco was 4 seconds ahead last lap. Now he's 3.7. Looks like Wiseye is setting quicker laps. 3.4 now, so looks like he's getting 5/10 per lap, Wiseye. And Jerry Payco just needs to be very, very solid to even have a chance. Wiseye right behind him, but as you saw before, Wiseye did make a huge mistake, demoting him back down to P5. He can absolutely do that once more. It's just a matter of if and when. But yeah, looks like Jerry now on top. SR now getting overtaken by Steve for the 3rd position. We have Nee as well fighting it off. Nee on the mediums again should die off by the end of the race, so Nee really needs to capitalize right now and get the move on, get ahead of everyone, and just do some damage limitation towards the end of the race to potentially go up on the podium. But let's see what Nee can do. Should be ahead now, goes onto the sausage curb, and Nee, no, once again on the sausage curb, Nee. Massive mistake there. Oh, and he just completely goes out of it in the chat, says lol, and moves on with this race. Goes on a sausage curb, and then on the second one, and completely flips his car around. And looks like that strategy of him is not going to help him out whatsoever. Let's have a look at what happened. He was fighting it off with SR, goes on one sausage curb, goes on to the second. Just exactly when I saw that he went on that first sausage curb, I knew what was going to happen, and it did happen. Nee just completely gone wild there, but back to the race. Nee now pitting, should go on the softs. No, back on the mediums. Okay. Should get him towards the end of the race. Wiseye now. Looks like the gap between Jerry and Wiseye has actually not grown. It has shrunk a little bit more. So that's great news from Wiseye there. Not for Jerry, obviously, as I completely forgot to bring myself a cup of water. Guys, please just let me do that real quick. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I genuinely did not expect how much I would have to use my voice in today's race, but there you go. Looks like the gap between Wiseye and Jerry has now shrunk down to 2.4. Wiseye really closing in now on Jerry. He's on the final stretch of overtaking him, going back into the lead. SR has stayed in 3rd, which is absolutely incredible news for him. I don't think he's ever scored anything more than the top 5, but very great stuff for him. Hera Fox in 4th as well after having a terrible mistake, potentially costing him P2. Oh, and Steve one more mistake. Steve, you really have to minimize those. And actually, I want to have a little talk with Steve right now, as we absolutely can. Steve, can you hear us? Lots and lots of mistakes, man. What has gone wrong for you in today's race?
Well, first of all, Turkey, you're about to have a lot of fun, especially with not much I can do about that. I'm 2 seconds off the pace that possible.
Oh, I'm sorry, the viewers could not hear you. Can you repeat?
I'm trying to minimize the bumps. That's why I'm so slow.
Oh yeah, so it's an issue of bumps, I would suppose. Okay, well, fair enough. Thank you so much for talking with us, Steve. Go on with your race, and we move on with ours as well. Apologies there for the slight technical issues, but should be good to go. Steve now into P5, 17 seconds behind the leader, who is Jerry, his championship rival. If it finishes like this, I think Jerry could win the championship today. But let's see. Jerry can be very much mistaken prone, just especially as Wiseye has caught up to him now. 1 second behind is Wiseye, as they make their way now into lap number 11. Let's see where Wiseye can now go ahead of Jerry. Should be on the main straight when he has the DRS. Let's have a look. Wiseye, oh, they both get the DRS, okay, but Wiseye should have the slipstream. Onto turn number 1 they go, and Wiseye should very much be ahead now of Jerry Payco, and Jerry Payco just needs to stay right behind him, potentially just make use of his DRS and make sure no one else overtakes him. And, you know, that should relatively be easy if he keeps out of bumps and out of mistakes, because he's now 11.5 seconds ahead of everyone else. So, could very much put the championship to rest today. But yeah, we'll absolutely wait and see, as now we go into lap number 11. Yep, absolutely. And not too many to go, just 7 now on the board to go, and should be a relatively easy finish for Jerry if he doesn't mess it up. Well, for the remainder of this race. But yeah, Hera Foxy as well. He had an incredible chance to finish in 2nd, but mistake there from Hera as well. Not the greatest of showings. Ratepato running in 6th. Not too bad at all, I suppose. Pretty okay. Poco in 7th. He has not DNF'd, which is great news, although he is running very wide there. Alongside Ni now. Ni completely messed up his chances of a podium as well. He made several mistakes with the sausage curbs as well. Not the best of showings, but yeah, it is what it is for Ni, as he goes round the outside of Hera Foxy and up into 7th. Hera potentially coming back at him through the final couple of corners here in Turkey. And let's see who will be ahead out of the final corner. Looks like it's Ni. Let's let them both cross the line and make sure it's not just vision lag as Ni crosses the line. And is he ahead of Steve? I thought we were fighting with Hera Foxy, but no, he's ahead of Poco, actually. Yeah, no, sorry, never mind. That's Poco. So yeah, he should be ahead of Poco now. Let's see if he can keep it up that way, though, as... oh, yet another mistake for Wiseye. Jerry Payco is once again in the lead. Oh, he will be very ecstatic about that, but he needs to keep his head down now and finish up there, because he can absolutely put the championship to rest now. Jerry Payco, keep your head down, and you should be in for a good chance, my sunshine, as... what was his name? Yeah, it was Christian Horner. Sorry, I apologize. Said to Sebastian Vettel... it was actually not Christian Horner. It was his team radio guy. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway. Back to the race. I'm sorry for that little chapter, but Wiseye made a couple of mistakes today. I actually did not expect that. Could probably be the bumps as well, but yeah, that is what it is. Anyways, Hera Foxy now making his way as well up into the podium places. So that's a pretty good recovery drive, 15 seconds behind the leaders. That's the most he can get. SR not going to be too ecstatic about the fact that he has lost his first and only podium. But let's see if Hera Foxy does make a mistake, maybe. Oh, and SR does make that mistake that he so needed Hera Foxy to make. And yeah, absolutely not going to be too happy with that there, SR. That just means that Steve went past him very, very easily. And obviously not the best of shows there by SR. Let's have a look at what happened. The usual bump, catching him out there on that downhill section. Yeah, that's that for SR there. Back to the race. Let's see what our leaders are doing. 4.3 seconds between Wazai and Jerry. Wazai, as we said, made a couple of mistakes in this race. That could potentially cost him the race win here, as Jerry looks fairly solid here today on those hard tire compound. Doesn't need to pit, so he can just cruise till the end. He just needs to make sure that he avoids all the bumps that he can out here in Turkey and finish ahead of Steve and potentially put this championship to rest. Let's have a look at how the F1 points work, because yeah, let's have a look. So the first place gets 25 points. Who has the fastest lap currently? It is Poco, a guy I absolutely did not expect to see. Oh, what? Where's Wizeye? Wizeye? Oh, he's in third. Okay, fair enough. Should be because of the hard tire compounds, actually. Anyway, so first place gets 25. Currently, the standings are as it stands. So let's have a look at them. Standings. Here we go. So the standings are Jerry Peko is 19 points ahead of Steve. Steve is currently in third. If he finishes the way he does, then let's have a look at how the points could go. So Jerry Peko has 124. And if he finishes in P1, that can be 25 points. So he would go up to 149. If Steve finishes in third, so he gets 15 points. He has 105 points, and I think that could put the championship to rest. Let's have a look. So 120 is going to be his points. 145 are going to be the points for Jerry Peko, and if he attends the next race as well. Actually, no, I think he puts the championship to rest, even if he finishes in P3. Yeah, he can absolutely finish in P3 and get the championship over with. Yeah, I mean, should be pretty ecstatic about that then, Jerry. He's gonna have 149 points after this race, meaning that even if Steve scores both the pole position and fastest lap and the win as well next round, he will not mathematically be able to win the race, even if Steve does not attend, even if Jerry Peko does not attend. So Jerry just really has to put the work in and stay ahead of everyone. And he absolutely is, actually 7.5 seconds ahead of Wizeye. Not bad at all there from Steve. He just needs to finish where he is to secure the championship, as he now has 2 laps left here in the Turkish Grand Prix. Round number 9, just 1 more to go to finish off the championship as well. And then we can get started with PAE Sports. Should be tomorrow, the first race, if everything goes well, ladies and gents. So do tune in for that. We're going to have a second co-commentator, hopefully, if he doesn't fall asleep once more. Yeah, PA Sports tomorrow. Join my Discord. It's down below to find out more details about it. But yeah, Jerry Peko now in the lead, 7.5 seconds. He needs to make 0 mistakes now and just cruise back home. He has nothing to win from going faster than this. He just needs to keep it on track and make sure that he finishes this way. What else do we have? We have Hera Foxy fighting it out potentially with Steve and SR as well. So these two could very much hurt his championship chances as well. Let's see. Yeah, I think the championship could very much be settled now as we head into lap number 17 out of 18. So boys, it has been an absolutely incredible championship. And yep, as now SR makes his way around the outside of Steve, not being able to get past Steve, but yeah, he's very close at it, as you can see, ladies and gents. as now both of them now go around the fast and flowing few corners here. Lots of mistakes have been made, as well as the next section that follows after this little uphill section. But yeah, where's Wise Eye? Did he make another mistake? Potential? No, he did not make another mistake. Jerry's 6.5 seconds ahead of everyone. One more lap to go for him to finish this championship ahead of everyone and finally put this to rest. Jerry Peko now goes across the line for one final time here in the Turkish Grand Prix. He has fought absolutely brilliantly all season long. Jerry Peko can absolutely take pride in that. Every time that he came for a race, he absolutely conquered. Every time he gave his everything, and he has gave his everything today as well. He has kept it on track. Wise Eye made one more mistake as well there. Is he going to give his place to potentially Steve? But even if he does, championship is still could be settled. But let's let the drivers finish and we'll make the calculations towards the end. But yeah, back to Jerry. Ladies and gents, what an absolutely incredible season it has been for Jerry and for us as well. Jerry now making his way through the final few sectors of this track. He's now ready, absolutely ready to raise that championship trophy that he absolutely so deserves. He fought his way in every single race. He made sure that he got the best points out of every single weekend that he could. He never, ever put his head down. And Jerry Peko is going to go across the line and should, ladies and gentlemen, be the champion of season number 2. He dethrones Nee, the champion of season 1. And now, ladies and gents, you can welcome your new champion of the PA Community Championship. Jerry Peko is your new champion of the world. In second place, we have Wise Eye crossing the line. And in third, the only champion contender, Steve, who will not be happy with this season at all. He absolutely had the chance to win, but unfortunately, that's how it is. And looks like, yeah, as you can see from his very, very slow going across the line, that is going to be it. Let's have a talk with him as we move on. Steve, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's a disappointing race for you and a disappointing championship as well. You had your moments, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? I intentionally drove 2 seconds off the pace of your lap just so it wouldn't spin. So, yeah, I mean, it's quite unfortunate. Jerry's always strong around here, so I pretty much knew it was over.
Well, man, thank you so much for attending well, was it every single round apart from the first one of this championship? You had a very great chance to win, but obviously it's not over until I win and you now edit. Anyway, yeah, anyway, thank you for attending this race as well, Steve. We'll have a talk later on. That was the wrong mic. I'm sorry.
I've won championships before, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Plus, we have PA Esports now, so yeah. He can absolutely have his redemption day, Steve. It's just a matter of time. Anyway, Jerry Peko is your champion of the world here in the PA Community Championship, and obviously the prize funding will be gone to him as well. 5K of a prize pool should be split between the top 3. Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff from Jerry there. Let's go into the slight intermission screen as we make ourselves now into the final outro sequence. I wish we could have a talk with Jerry as well, but I don't think that he could join the voice chat. Could he? Not quite sure. Let's see. Can he potentially? Jerry, would he want to speak? Let's have a look. He's typing in general, I think. No, that was not Jerry. Jerry, can you hear us? Are you there? Would you want a slight talk? As we now spectate his car as well. That's the championship winning car for Jerry Peko there. Let's see. Does he want to? Well, he's not responding, I suppose, so that's something. But yeah, that's season 1 champion rounded up. We still have one more round to go, ladies and gents. It's gonna be yet another mystery round. It's gonna be next weekend, as always. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in. PA Esports is tomorrow, so join my Discord server to find out more about that. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say welcome your new champion of the world. He dethroned Knee and is now up in the top step of the championship. Jerry Peiko is your new champion of the world. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys whenever I see you. Till then, ladies and gents, do stay safe, and bye-bye.